Good morning. This week we are marking a year since Operation Protective Edge. We decided to mark this day with My Truth, an organization which is the Zionist response to radical groups like Breaking the Silence, who receive their fundings from abroad and seek to undermine Israel's name internationally with anonymous testimonies. Breaking the Silence is an anti-Zionist organization which isn't fighting for human rights. All it wants to do is to darken Israel's image before the international community. In contrast to them, My Truth is made up of IDF reserve soldiers who aren't afraid to identify themselves, who are willing to stand by the testimonies, who fight not only on the battlefield, but also fight for the truth and for our international image. These are the real heroes of Protective Edge. As someone who sat in the Security Cabinet during the operation, I can say with certainty that there isn't another army in history which invested so much effort in preventing harm to civilians. The United Nations Human Rights Council voted for a distorted and biased report against the IDF's actions in Protective Edge. The Council is an organization that lost its mind and lost its way. Its only aim is to harm Israel, to delegitimize the Jewish state. While hundreds of thousands have been slaughtered in Syria and millions displaced, while terrorists are beheading people and taking women into slavery in Iraq, while basic human freedom are a distant dream for tens of millions of people across the world, the UN Human Rights Council has condemned Israel, a working democracy, more than all other countries in the world combined. They voted for the report even though they know there isn't another army whose pilots turned around during missions without carrying out strikes because there were civilians on the ground. There isn't another army which phones ahead to warn the residents before carrying out strikes. There isn't another country which creates a field hospital on the battlefield to treat the enemy wounded while the fighting rages on. The fact that they know all that and still voted in favor of this biased report proves that this isn't a policy. It's an obsession rooted in anti-Semitism. A year since Protective Edge, and we know more than ever that our national security policy can't just count the number of planes we have or how good our soldiers are. The operation lasted 51 days, but the war for public opinion hasn't stopped for a second since then. That's a war we have to win, and that's a war we can win. Thank you very much.